Well, Kelly, the national survey found that 57% of Americans believe President Biden should make student loan forgiveness a priority. But views on how to do it are mixed. More than 5,000 adults responded to this survey. About one-third, 34%, said all student loans should be forgiven. Another third, 35%, said loans should be forgiven only for those in need. And 1 in 4, or 27%, said student loans should not be forgiven for anyone. Now, without loan forgiveness, economist Kristen Brody says the burden that student debt can create can be an endless cycle.
You have less money to pass along to your own children, which means they're more likely to need to take out student loans if and when they get ready to go to college. So forgiving student loans could help mitigate some of that cycle.
Financial aid expert Mark Kantrowitz says there needs to be a targeted approach.
Broad loan forgiveness will forgive the loans not just of people who are experiencing economic distress, but also people who are perfectly capable of repaying their student loans.
Now, delving into those numbers a bit more, borrowers with incomes below $50,000 in this survey were most likely to be in favor of forgiving loans for all with student debt. About 42% and that was about 42%. Now, on the other hand, there were about 33% of those with incomes between $50,000 and $100,000 who said this, and only 25% with those of income above $100,000 said all loans should be forgiven. Kelly.
Yeah, the results. If it were a private company who got people into this mess, the government would be all over them, but it was the government itself, so here we are. Another interesting finding is how many people believe taking out those loans was still worth it, Sharon.
Yeah, that was really fascinating. In the survey, more than half of borrowers, about 54% with federal student loans, said they did not think that taking on student debt was worth it. We talked to a 39-year-old woman who still has to pay nearly a third, about $30,000 of the six-figure sum that she took out in order to get 2 degrees. She said she now feels a little bit foolish about borrowing the money in the first place for her master's.
So tough. All right, so what will happen to borrowers when they have to resume making all of these federal student loan payments?
This pause, on student loans has been in effect since March of 2020, part of the pandemic relief, and payments are scheduled to start again on May 1st. Some are skeptical about whether that date is actually going to stick, but when they do have to start paying back their loans, many borrowers in the survey said it will delay some of their major financial goals, including paying off other debts, investing, saving for retirement, and buying a home. And we have so much more about this survey and the results on CNBC.com/investinYou, Kelly.
Absolutely. Sharon, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Sharon Epper.